You're listening to the Surgeons of Horror podcast.
We're back for part 2 of the mini-series.
With a ponytailed Bill.
With a ponytail. Oh, don't you just love that ponytail?
That ponytail
Well,
is freaking awesome.
No, come on.
I was more... The puffy top, it really gets me going.
Oh, thanks, Griff.
The 90s. And Reverend Peter Terranova.
So if you're just joining us, this is the shit half of the series.
Mm-hmm.
It's subjective, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. No, I mean, offer your own opinions.
Stuttering Bill is at George's gravesite.
He is. He comes back. He's back in Derry. So something we were kind of talking about in the first part. Oh, there's Pennywise again in a grave. Oh, this is probably actually. I'll let this play. So he's actually dug 7 graves, except. So that's Pennywise's way of saying that one of them's already dead, but we don't know who, or he.
Well, Bill doesn't know, yeah.
Who.
Mm.
I quite like that they've done that, though. I quite like that they've kind of set that up. That wasn't in the book.
No, it wasn't. You're right. It is a nice little touch. Why does he look like he's sweating?
Makeup tears.
Do you know what I mean? Makeup tears.
Maybelline tears.
It's the tears of joy.
I just wanted to point out as well, it's different teeth. I like it wasn't the same Pennywise teeth.
Well, no, because he has normal teeth when he's normal, but then when he goes bad, he's got the pointy evil
But
teeth.
those were different bad evil teeth.
again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, those. Yeah. I was thinking maybe because it's an older perspective, maybe it's more real.
I would suggest that we rewind, but it's too hard to do it. So
Another day. That's for you listeners out there to do.
Yeah, those are all takeoffs of Stephen King novels.
Are they?
The Smile is Christine.
And the glowing is the shining.
All
the other ones?
Yeah, the other ones I can't remember.
We need to rewind it again, don't we?
Yeah. But we can't pause it.
do you reckon that's his real ponytail?
I really hope it is, but I don't think it is.
It looks...
Look at that. And this is where Bill reunites with Mike. So what we said in the first part is that basically the first part of this mini-series is based on the first part of the book. And the book is broken up into 5 parts. So the logical conclusion is that the second part of this is 4 parts grouped into one thing. And I can't remember if I mentioned this in the first part of the podcast, but when this was initially kind of looked at as an idea, it was basically like the only Stephen King novel that had made it to TV as a miniseries at that point was Salem's Lot, and that was back in 1979. So now we're at 1990. No one's actually touched a Stephen King, not in TV land. And so they had this really kind of, it was ABC that were broadcasting this in America, and they had this grand kind of idea of doing it. They were telling the story over between 8 to 10 parts. They go, yeah, that's quite a nice, healthy number you're going to give a breathing room. But then they kind of started chickening out on the idea of doing that, and then the 8 suddenly became 4, and that suddenly became 3, and then by the time Tommy Lee Wallace, who's the director, came on board, it became 2, and it's just a shame.
Yeah, even a third bit might have given it something.
Yeah.
So a quick observation just from me up here in the back.
Yes.
And it touches on stuff that happened in the book, but it's not in this. Notice that Mike is an awful lot older than looks an awful lot older than Bill. It's the grey hair. But again, he's the only one who stayed in Derry. Yeah. And then that little bit that you guys probably missed was they got to Mike's house, and it's still poor town. It's still an old house. Whereas if you look at all of the others, they all are quite successful. If you look at where they lived and what they did, and they'd all done very well for themselves from leaving town.
Yes, that's right. Yes, and that's a good point, because that is highlighted in the book as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think it doesn't feel like a really obvious point here, unless you're actually analysing the film, which as a 13-year-old I never did, but obviously now I'm sitting here kind of watching it going, interesting.
But maybe subconsciously you might have been picking up on that too.
Yeah.
Because even the overgrown in this scene itself.
Yeah.
There's a bit in the book as well, and it is mentioned in here at some point about how, and again, I think it's Mike that notes it, that none of them had kids.
Yes.
And that is quite a big moment.
And I was going to bring that up when we get to the restaurant. That but it's an interesting that literally none of them have.
No.
You know, again, whether like subconsciously have not been able to, or whether just.
Yeah, because it's not even a situation of anything inclined in that. It's just not touched.
Yeah.
But again, like, you know, like six of them don't remember much of their life in Derry at all.
But if you went through this, would you want kids?
Well, and that's exactly it. You know, so like 6 of them don't remember it, but obviously somewhere in the back of the mind don't really want.
Even if it's just the pain that the kids could go through.
There's a bit in the book, Stan, it does mention that Stan has tried for kids.
Yes, the book is very detailed about the fact that Stan and his wife have been unable to conceive, whereas it's not really talked about, except later in the book where they have where they're older and that was just the dumbest thing I've said all night. No, but like later in the book when they were all talking about. You know, like their situation, and it turns out that Richie had a vasectomy, and but then the vasectomy apparently didn't work or something.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an interesting bit here. We're following Richie as he turns up at the library. In the book, this is actually Ben who has this experience.
Oh, yeah.
When he turns up, because Ben when he was a kid, he basically lived in the library and kind of read. And so, but they're now picking up Richie doing this, but where he sees Pennywise.
And another great scene.
Yeah.
Sorry, any Tim Curry scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then again, like, you know, as adults they can see him, but no one else can.
Yeah.
That he can see the balloons, but no one else can.
But is that because they've been touched by him?
Or are they the town, and the town is Pennywise?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And the flinch.
Yeah, she did flinch, didn't she?
Yeah.
And a cut there. I didn't think that needed to be cut.
Nah. Something I was going to say, because we didn't really get a chance to talk about the guy that plays Mark Hannon, and that's Tim Reed. So he, after it, he would carve his career primarily in TV, including a stint on Highlander, the TV series. But he actually also played the role of Ray Campbell in Sister. Come on, we all remember that one, surely. And more recently, he played the role of Judge John Gatelin in the TV series Treme, which I absolutely love that series.
Is this Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Mike, yeah. He was in have you seen Treme?
No, but I've heard it's fantastic.
So good. I mean, like, it's not, I mean, David Simon's always going to be known for The Wire, but, like, to me, like, Treme is very close to it. It's a very good series.
Just on that scene as well, I just want to mention the sound design. I don't think it was intended, but having the mic, that echo of Pennywise, I thought was so good because it brought me into the scene so much more as a kid, going, this isn't how a film's supposed to be done. Why is that messy? Is it because of anything? I just thought it works really, really well.
This is a funny bit here with just like adding like a bit of a flashback between Bill and Mike, which again wasn't in the book. They doesn't really explore.
No, it wasn't explored at all. But it's really not like, again, it's that like
Stand
nice
by
little,
me.
nice little moment of kind of, you know, like brightness in something that's otherwise quite dark.
Yes, and I love that.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, like at its heart, this is a story about friendship.
Yes.
And, you know, like they'd forgotten about each other for nearly 30 years, and they just fall straight back into.
I'm having a moment here where I grew up in the UK, and I have been living in Australia something like 14 odd years now. And the last time I went back to the UK was about a year and a half ago, but prior to that was about 8 years. I hadn't been back for a long time. And I caught up with my mates, and it was literally just like falling straight back into the old routine again.
Yeah.
We all know each other's rhythms, and, you know, it's, and this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's captured really well. Big phone.
Yeah.
God, my dad used to have a phone like that.
Did he?
Yes.
So, kids, that was an iPhone in the 80s. You could only do one thing and not very well.
And what's he got there? A big calculator?
But it's not a calculator though. That's like, it's got to be like, it's like the first iteration of a BlackBerry.
Yeah,
really.
right. Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, this is where he's come back to the old the Barons. It's
The
called.
Barons, yeah.
Love that location.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good spot.
Oh, John Ritter. He's got your hair, Richard.
And we were discussing earlier how this is a good moment as well. We were discussing earlier how Ant has the same hair as Beverly Marsh's kind of husband character. Yeah, it's a good kind of mix here between him having a flashback and.
But that's what I loved about the end of the book is that you'd literally be in the middle of today, you know, and like they'd be telling their story and it would end midway through a sentence and then like the second half of the sentence would be like flashing back to when they were kids. And I loved that about it. Yeah, it was a really, really like good way of doing it.
Yes, I agree. That kid look at the camera then? I think he did.
Did he barrel it?
That hanky thing.
That hanky thing. There you go. Take it home. Be a pirate. Oh, John.
This kid was a good actor too, I thought.
Yeah.
Out of all the kids, he was
yeah.
a very strong actor.
He was, but he never did anything.
Did he?
Not really.
I don't know. He looks like someone who's been in lots of stuff, though. I'm sure I've seen him in heaps of things. Who plays young Ben? I'm going to Google quickly now.
Yeah, you'll probably get there before I can see it on my own notes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like the American Werewolf in London moment. Where it's just a skeletal kind of...
But it makes total sense when you look at the art direction history of the director.
Yes, that's
Everything
right.
is so visual.
Brandon Crane.
Brandon Crane.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done. I didn't think he did anything, but I could be wrong.
Where are they now?
Where are you now?
Oceanside, California. That's where he is. He's 41.
Oh, you found him, did you?
Yeah, AMD being him.
So, originally when this the original kind of concept of this was being made, a certain George A. Romero was attached to direct it, who is another gentleman that's passed away this year. But he ended up kind of not being able to commit because of other conflicts at the time that clashed with it and bowed out.
Damn.
So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I've been watching a lot of his work because of his passing. I'm going to do a podcast with another friend of ours called Nick. I'm just looking across his career, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see because his TV, there's a real kind of sparsity to Romero's stuff. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how he would have tried to capture the friendship stuff that we were just talking about, which is what makes this, you know.
Yeah.
Because it feels warm. Every time you see them together and kind of collaborating and hanging out and goofing off, you kind of do feel that.
Warm, fuzzy, stand by me feeling.
Absolutely. I know. All due respect to Romero, he was a good director, but I don't know if he would have really been able to capture that. This is the scene, by the way, Richard, that you were talking about, or you were asking about earlier, where Eddie finds out that the aspirator hasn't got anything in it.
Yeah, cool. And is this true in the book? This character of the pharmacist gets possessed or controlled by Pennywise?
At some point, yes, but I don't know. I never really felt that in that scene that it was. Can I also just say that pharmacist, the pharmacist from the 50s, Bryan Cranston just gets younger and younger as he gets
Look at him now. Look at him there.
No, can you not tell me that? Like when he comes back on, can you not tell me he doesn't look like Bryan Cranston?
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I don't even need to see it. I know exactly what you mean. That's great. Gold.
What was it? Brandon Crane as well. He was on the Wonder Years. Was really what he was known for. Besides that, he was in some bit films. Coverage in 2000. Police Chief in Sakal in 2004. Hasn't really been in a lot.
This is where he gets possessed by it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think this didn't happen in the book though.
No, it didn't happen in
No.
the book. I don't remember it happening in the book. It's a good moment though. Like there's actually like now I'm looking at it. There's some nice little introductions they've done off their own back that's not in the book.
Yeah.
Holy water. Wait.
Mr. King, get out of Derry while you still can. Mr. King, please. Beware, little Eddie. Beware. Girly boy.
I wonder if the reason they kept Eddie single and living with his mother in this is because they wanted to imply that he was gay.
Yeah.
And it was late 80s and you still didn't really have a lot of openly gay characters.
No, that's right. I wondered that too because there's even a bit with him and Richie, where he actually in the book as well. He absolutely adores Bill.
Yeah, he does.
Like he openly gushes about him and when he's describing him and talking about him. So there is that kind of borderline kind of homosexual
tendency
there.
Yeah.
I mean, they all pretty much love Bill. Like,
yeah, that's
he's
true.
meant to be this charismatic figure, and that's why he's their natural leader.
This scene I loved from a film perspective. Just the way this old woman acts the whole scene.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was just like,
absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
The book is so much better. Just keep coming back to that.
I've got to read it now. That
It's a really good.
I can bring you a copy tomorrow if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, sweet.
Kirsch, not Marsh.
Not Marsh. Kirsch.
Oh, your sister might still have it.
Yeah, and she's coming up on Friday. Tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh no, I really couldn't. Go on. Sorry, doing a father.
Go on, yeah, yeah, love.
I'll go on.
Some coffee.
I haven't watched the second part in years, and yet I kind of the old lady's face and the what happens next. I remember as clear as day.
Yeah. How funny.
I still think that this scene is going to be, in this film, much more impacting than the new one's going to be.
Yes.
Just because I've seen that one shot and I'm sort of like, this says so much more about psychological point of view.
Yeah, I agree. She's really good in this bit, actually.
Annette O'Toole, yeah. I'm actually dying to know who plays them as adults.
I know. When
it's
are we going to
kind of
find
killing
out?
me that they're not.
yeah.
You don't. And if they're true to this or sort of true, there will be flashbacks in the first film.
Yes.
Flash forwards and flashbacks.
And that time transition was great.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are. I think they are. I think they're only just telling the
Yeah, but I really love the way the story is told and
interwoven.
it kind of
I know.
There's been a discussion that they think it might be, again, 2 parts, or a sequel is going to be the adults.
Yeah.
So it
yeah.
is 2 parts. Yeah.
I love that.
Great. Boiling water.
Yeah. There's the teeth.
And everything just starts to deteriorate like
Yeah.
a dream. It's great.
It's so good.
It's awesome.
Is that hovering outside or is he?
I thought it was the cleaners. Yeah.
It probably is. Blood.
Trouble your pretty little head, dear.
I'll call it a Jackson Pollock.
Did say more shun to her now. Wise. Run, dear, run. Trust to stay will be worse than your death. Run.
Great makeup. I love it.
The eyes.
I worry a lot. Is that actually the dad in the makeup?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the actor, yeah.
He's got the lanky look around him.
He just has so much fun.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles. It's really quite harrowing in the book, though, because like the whole house, like the way it's written, it feels like the whole house suddenly just starts to, just
Closing around.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
it's really quite, and she like you really feel that she's physically trying to get out of the house, and that she's trying to run away down the street with it as well.
Love this as well.
Yeah, it's very well shot.
How do you think they got it to bounce? As in, oh no, sorry, my recollection as a kid was it was bouncing down the street. So I was thinking, is it a gust of wind they're blowing from the top? How they control it? There's no way to control that.
I've no idea.
I think that first one must have been someone's gone over the board and bounced it.
Yeah. Yeah, she is Olivia Hussey back again. I think when you weren't here at the beginning of this, were you? Like with the podcast where Olivia Hussey was in it?
No, I don't think so.
Are you familiar with her as an actress? Or not so much?
I've seen her in a lot of things.
So she's mainly known for playing Juliet in Romeo and Juliet for like the 1970s version, I think.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
And she was very young at the time.
There was a lot of great ponytails in the 80s.
There is, hey.
Yeah.
A lot of great, and that's just on the man.
That's just the men, yeah. I'm even half tempted to grow one, just out
I
of
think you'd
inspiration.
look
You've got
great
to go
with the
through
pony.
mullet to get to it, though. That's
yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
that's
I won't because I've seen it in my own family with other members.
why.
Doesn't look good.
I think you either need to be a cocaine smuggler or
Yeah.
something that can.
He's got that look, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's a little bit of like, don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with
I'll
me.
pull it out.
I pull out my ponytail.
It's got a shiv on the
I'll
end of it.
shove it down your throat.
In a classy way.
Yeah, because you're a broad.
Yeah.
You're a classy broad.
Look at how much tan you got on you.
And then Audrey. Beautiful Audrey.
Mr. Pooey Butthole.
Smoking or non-smoking? I'm going to do Flying Eye again, sorry.
Yeah. The smoking ticket, that's great.
Here we go. So this I remember in the book, where this is where they all actually meet for the first time in the Chinese restaurant.
As adults.
As adults, yeah.
He's pissing in the wine.
He is.
Well, I think Ben's got a bit of a drinking problem.
Haystack. And it's a great moment, this again. Like,
Yeah,
you know, you really
I-
It's
start-
very nice.
Yeah.
You can tell
I'm
by the
feeling a
fact that
little
we
bit
were
teary.
quiet.
Yeah.
That we were all kind of.
But I love the funny guy who's been so
Yeah.
messed up now that when he's coming in, it's.
Richie's done a lot of coke. That's his problem. He's a bit paranoid.
That's totally what he'd be doing going in here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, welcome back.
Come back. Ant's back on board.
Hey! I know how to do that trick. It's a mirror.
It's not two actors?
T2 moment.
Yeah, you have to channel
Game
it.
takes.
Beep, Richie.
Beep, Richie. So, Ant, you've just joined us. This is where the friends all reunite again for the first time.
Oh, nothing's happened. Give me the microphone. Your hand must be very tired.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I've come in. Lana Lang's just said hello to John Boy Walton.
And they're all enamoured by her again.
And another orgy
Oh,
takes
she's
place.
fainted. Why did you faint?
She's had a very traumatic day.
Yeah.
Is this soon after she threw the cream at her boyfriend?
No, we've jumped way ahead, buddy.
She's just
Well,
been.
not way ahead till the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had an encounter
She
with.
just kissed that dude on the lips.
Yeah.
She gets very kissy.
Oh, is this the bit where she had encountered the yellow balloon?
Just before this.
Yeah.
They've got their own mic. You don't need to, whiz around the
Between you and I, with your mic always at your face, well, I'd lean across and go, "Can I get a word in?" It's like, no. And then between you and I, and this guy, we got the
Okay,
right mic
settle
to
down at the back, kids.
Nah, this content is just so good. Now it's John Widow. Get a hug.
Yeah, but no
Yeah.
kiss.
Not to
He's the one who likes her, right? Because he's a fat guy.
And that's the thing. Like, that's what's important about their relationship is that his lis love for her is
Oh,
actually.
hang on. He's just giving her a big smack on the lips.
Get a room.
Isn't he married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all like Mary, I think.
In the book.
Yeah.
Oh, but okay, as 11-year-olds.
In the book, you know, in the book, he marries a redhead who's a redhead just like Beverly's a redhead.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And they actually hook up as adults.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then she leaves with Ben.
And lives with Ben, yeah.
It would sort of make sense though if they had that fling as kids, because
But
then
if you had like a high school mate,
you
you
know,
wouldn't
you're coming
kiss
back
him
to
like
it.
that if you hadn't seen him for years, right, Greer?
What?
Turns on the high school mate.
Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Mind you, all my high school buddies were boys, so maybe that's what I was doing right. Not that I'm
What
judging.
are you talking about back there? The only actor I haven't talked about is Dennis Christopher, who plays Eddie. And he'd be in a lot of... No, there's a good flashback. Battery acid juice slime. This is just for those that can't remember what happened in the first part.
I literally left at
know.
this point.
But yeah, so Dennis Christopher would crop up a lot of TV shows, including Tales of the Unexpected, Moonlighting, Cagney and Lacey, Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
What did you play in Deep Space Nine?
He played Borath in The Search Part 2.
Okay.
And then he was in Profiler, Law and Order, Criminal Intent. He was in Angel, playing a character called Cybus Vale.
That's where I'm starting to get...
And then he was in Deadwood, playing Bellegarde.
Yeah,
And
getting
more
familiar
recently, he
vibe
was
with
in
the guy.
Django Unchained, playing Leonard Maguire.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he's actually probably
worked.
been the most active of the adult.
yeah.
You say that though, and like apart from in this, he doesn't look very familiar to me.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I recognise in the face from something.
He's really good in... there's an episode of Law and Order Criminal Intent, the one with Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, yeah.
And he's really good in it. Like, he plays a very similar character, admittedly, but he's good. So there's the thing, right? Now that they're adults and now that Stan isn't part of that group, they need to have somebody that's the Doubting Thomas character, and Richie fills that void in this bit. He's the one that's constantly kind of questioning their motives.
tactics and
yeah, because you kind of have to have somebody going, but what if we do this? And
Yeah.
let's just get out of here. And
I'm
this
in the
is
mood for
the
Chinese.
little segue bit. You're in the mood
Yeah.
for Chinese.
Yeah, because it's a really good-looking restaurant.
It is, but you don't want to eat what they eat.
They're being really well-behaved white people in a Chinese restaurant getting drunk.
Except Mike,
He's being a bad behaviour.
being a black
One of
African
that dish
American.
is, that reminds me of the Dark Crystal.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I can say that because I'm
I was
Chinese.
about to say I'm now in
Did
Temple
he
of Doom.
just skewer that chopstick?
Wait, you're
Yeah.
Chinese?
Yeah, well, it's dark. So.
It's a podcast. No one knows.
Yeah, nobody cares. That guy literally just stabbed... Oh, here we go.
Stabbed somebody in the
He
heart.
literally stabbed a piece of food with a chopstick.
And now he's Richie's.
Look at the waitress. The look of the waitress's
That's
faces.
not
Fucking white people.
funny.
Really?
A token black man.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I wonder if like all the politically correct people are going to come out with the new movie and go, "Oh my god, it's an underrepresentation of Middle America."
Mm.
There's
Well,
only
the-
one black character.
But that's
Yeah.
very typical of
But 1950s.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah, he had a token black character and a token girl, right?
particularly in the north.
Like,
The north.
The Hamlin family were like literally the only African American family in
Yeah,
Derry.
that's right. Because of where it's set. It's set in the north. Hold on, I always get my east
In
and west
Maine,
wrong.
isn't it?
North,
That's
east. Northeast.
northeast of America.
Yeah.
It's above
Which
Washington.
is
or
a
something.
very.
Look at the Steadicam work.
Mm.
It's going around.
Yeah, this is a good shot. This one.
And that food would be
I
cold
haven't
now.
eaten anything.
Well, you wouldn't.
They're
because it
not.
is
They're
cold.
not doing what I call the Big Bang Theory school of eating.
Eat the
where they
fish
just-
head. Eat the
they
fish
just-
head.
Mm.
But they're not doing like the Big Bang school of like where they poke around the food and not eat. They're actually eating the food.
Yeah.
I'm getting motion sickness. It's Dolly.
This is,
Where they think they talk about their partners and whether they've got kids or
oh
not.
yeah, and they're all.
So have they realised that the seventh one has died?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
Oh, so he just hasn't turned up yet.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Bill
started
knows
dinner
because
with
he
it.
saw the grave, but I don't think he's realised.
He doesn't know
He
it's
hasn't
Stan.
cottoned on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, they started dinner without him?
Yeah, that's a bit of a dick move, dude.
Yeah.
But you don't know how long they were drinking for before.
I mean, he could have just called them on the mobile or checked it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or at least
really?
establish the fact that
This
he's
is
dead.
1989.
I'm just confusing the kids.
Such thing as Facebook in 1989.
What?
MySpace, though.
My space was around back then.
Tom from MySpace had no friends then.
I'll tell you what was around in
'Cause he was in the loosest
1989
club.
was the internet.
Yeah, it was.
In its
created by the
infancy.
people who, were doing the Large Hadron Collider as a communication device, the World Wide Web at least.
It was a way to literally say g'day.
Yeah, and then literally given for free, and that's why we have it. Otherwise,
Okay, here's my favourite character, not Henry Bowers.
Henry.
Crazy Henry Bowers.
I'm in the moon.
So he's now, this is him as an adult now with white hair.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it for the second time. I really hope the special effects are better in the new film.
What's wrong with this?
yeah, I was
This is
about
like
to
that
say.
scene in Community where the dean is in the Christmas bauble and he sings dun da da dun dun.
Are you talking about that show that's really shit?
Freaking genius.
It's a genius show, Farrell.
But I can see what I'm doing.
It lost itself for a while there.
Yes, it did lose. It lost its way, didn't
It
it?
became a bit too meta.
It lost its way after what? Ep 2?
No, I
Don't, Paul Farrell. Do not make an enemy out of Dan Harmon. He will fucking get you. He is vicious.
I still say the paintball episodes in season 1.
Fucking genius.
But best 2 episodes of television I think I've ever seen.
That was a
Fucking
lot of
genius.
fun.
What about the paintball episode in Spaced?
That was probably that was a precursor. It must have been the setup for it. Unrelated, but still.
It is completely unrelated.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Spaced, anyone who's listening to this podcast, you should definitely go and see Spaced.
Oh, so good.
Spaced was a good show too.
Then the Cornetto trilogy.
That's what we were just saying.
Yeah.
You just caught up with me, man. I mean, I was actually agreeing with you too. Coverage around a table is so difficult.
Is what?
Did you just say
Sorry?
plumbers?
Coverage around a table, directing wise. Where's the line if there's multiple lines?
There is no lines.
But can't you do a diagonal then? Because there's 6 of them. You go section the table and you make the line down the diagonal of the table.
What you do is you establish where everybody is, and once you do that, you can cross the line as much as you like.
Yeah.
But you need to show where everybody is first. Otherwise, it gets confusing as hell.
You're gonna be eaten by a big greasy monster. Have a nice day.
Right, is this the bit for the fortune cookies? Yeah. Mmm. That's nice.
Oh, yum, yum.
Have some of that. Mmm.
Cockroach, Eddie, calm down.
An eyeball's alright there.
I've eaten cockroach.
What is that?
Yeah, that's
He's got
the only thing that-
crabs.
Crab claw.
That is gross.
that's pretty
isn't
cool.
it? Yeah.
Oh, okay, totally off topic.
Yeah.
But Pablo showed me this crazy video yesterday of a toucan being born and then growing, and it basically looked like that little baby chick thing on the table.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Birds are terrifying when they're born.
Canaries, I can tell you when their babies are ugly as fuck.
So they're like the reverse of humans.
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, that's right.
What's coming? Oh, it's giving him the finger.
Like a spidery thing.
Oh, it's a spider.
That's
cookie.
the only kind of precursor we get to the climax, I think.
So again, nobody else can see it.
No.
Well, the myth, everyone keeps saying that it or the Pennywise is dairy and everyone is the dairy, but couldn't it be them? Couldn't
Say that
they
again,
just be
Greg?
wigging out?
It could be.
I hope
Everything
they
they
paid the
see,
bill.
it's from their point of view.
Yes.
Being
They could
civically
kill
minded.
each other. They could,
Oh, what the fuck happened there?
like, all this could just be a collective hallucination.
Oh, that's why she was freaked out, was it?
I think they're all freaked out.
Oh, the blood's still there from when Richie went. Yeah.
Now it's her turn for a vision? Ah.
I liked it that they show the aftermath of this
Yeah,
as well.
that's working.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, damn spot.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
say.
yes.
Which she never says.
No, she should. The I'm just looking at some notes here, and the special effects coordinator was called Bart Mixon, and he was working on the head cast for Pennywise, the character. And according to him, he based the shape of Pennywise's head on Lon Chaney in Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, that big bulbous
Yeah,
forehead.
yeah.
Mm.
That's interesting.
And that's still a scary makeup. Lon
Yeah.
Chaney.
Oh, like he was a genius of his makeup. Like if you consider like the time, oh, amazing effects that he was doing.
He was known for the Man of a Thousand Faces.
Man
or
of a
something.
thousand.
Can I just say, you know, Paul and I have talked about the moment when people sing in a film and it's just really cringeworthy. Same thing whenever somebody tries to be funny and everybody has to find him funny.
Yeah.
It never fucking works. It's like Uncle Joey, because he was a stand-up comedian in Full House, and every time they cut to him doing a stand-up routine, it was the unfunniest shit ever. Yeah. But they laugh.
Okay, this is the part where they find out that Stan has died.
That's
What?
serious. Greer wasn't lying.
No.
I know shit.
What? Fooled you. I found that a bit weird. Their reactions.
Why is their reactions weird, Paul?
I guess it was more Richie throwing the phone. It just felt really odd.
I feel like they would be a lot more pissed off with him. If I was one of them and someone had killed himself, we haven't got 7 of us anymore.
Yeah, I know.
We're all fucked now.
And that's the thing, because the number was really important. They make it point of that.
Why is 7 important?
It's just a lucky number.
Yeah, the
So
number of
renowned-
angels.
Yeah. So
But
it's
yeah,
got this
when it
whole-
comes down to it, any personification of anything, you could say the angels are with me and that will give you more power. You could turn around and just say Pennywise is a turtle and that will give you more power.
Right.
You know, well, as long as you believe enough in it, as much as Pennywise, and you believe in that fear, then you can conquer him. That's the ritual of Chud, supposedly.
And they give this big backstory about how Stan was probably the most afflicted of all of them now, which again isn't in the book. This is like an added. Yay!
It is kind of a lame thing to say.
Hi Ho Silver.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that was on TV at the
It was
time.
based on Tonto and.
Yeah, no, it's
Lone
just
Ranger.
lame.
Lone Ranger. Thank you. Couldn't remember the actual name of the hero. It was just his sidekick.
Unlike-
yeah,
unlike
bird.
Charles Darwin, who would actually collect birds.
Yes.
And eat them.
That's a pecker.
Downpecker.
Whose house is that?
Is that Neibolt Street?
No. See, that's Neibolt Street doesn't get touched on in
They
this,
don't touch on Neibolt Street at all.
which is so
What's
huge
Neibolt Street?
in the book.
I just
The
attached this
massive
as
part of
Neibolt
the
Street.
book.
Yeah.
It's almost like the kind of vortex that.
Munster's
Yeah.
haunted house on the corner of the road that I think
It's right on the end of like this dead end street, essentially. Like,
they're doing a scare attraction in Hollywood at the moment, which they've built Neibolt Street, and you can walk through it.
heard.
It's a shitty attraction. It's awful.
Let's do it.
We can make it better. We could easily make it better.
Again, it looks so neat compared to what a current day treatment would make this house to be.
yes.
It's just neat corners and clean walls.
In the book, this bit happens in a different way. It's not in a house. It's in like this. What is it though? I can't remember. Greer. It's in like this old kind of water tank kind of.
Yeah. It's the mummy.
The only thing he could think of to do was to hold his bird book out in front of him like a shield and say as loud as he could the names of all the birds he could remember.
There you go. All the birds.
And then he came everywhere.
They did. Oh, it was a mess.
All over the walls. The cop had to sell the property.
You're gonna clean this up?
That's why he's wearing the rags. And good night.
Doesn't matter how old you are. It's quite funny.
I wish Stan's character had done that. Brown thrush. And then childcare pregnancy.
Oh yeah. That's
I wonder if that might have been a
deliberate
direction
because
thing.
of, yeah, I'm wondering.
Is this character gay?
Oh, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but while you were
You
out.
missed so much when you were outside telling everyone we were having an orgy.
So that did come through.
In the in the book, no, he's not. He's married and stuff. But in this, there definitely is an implication.
I always saw him as asexual. Because he was
He
that
is.
he was that worried about
Yeah,
infection
yeah.
or anything. He was just
Yeah.
like, nah,
Yeah, that's
Germs-
I like
Germs
that
are
idea.
risk.
just masturbation for him.
Take things into
He was
his
the
own
one who
hands.
designed those things on the roofs.
yeah. What this place is missing is droplets of sperm.
I love somebody in the office goes, "Oh man, the balloons for tomorrow's party."
Hey.
Or what?
He's back. Stan's head.
Stan's head is talking in a fridge.
Again, it's that stand-up routine moment where everyone has to stand and watch.
Yeah.
Listen.
What's your sex life?
Well, Mikey, you did it. You got us all back here. I guess it's because it's the only way you'd ever see us. Since you're so lame, you'd never leave this town. I finally made it, guys. I'm in the deadlights now. And you know what? It's true what they say. We all float down here, and you will too. And they all float. They all float.
That bit there kind of reminds me a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I was even thinking the moment when he's on the planet itself and everything's just... From an actor's perspective, I love the fact that how he changes it. Like, why is he doing the teeth thing? Is he straining? Does he not want to say this? Is he fighting against it? Is it making it look like that?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Okay,
But again, it's raining, so-
here's an interesting thing that's never come up until now.
Yeah.
The typewriter. Is it? He thrusts his fists against the
Oh,
post and
yeah,
still insists
yeah.
he sees the ghost.
That's right.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
That's the saying that Bill recites to try and get rid of his lisp.
Oh, I see, right.
He stutter.
His stutter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, stutter.
Lilith is the one with the lip.
It's sort of the whole thing like
but
this.
it's actually quite a big part of like the childhood story, and
That's
yet
right.
it's only come up now.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, isn't it? Just there's so much that they've had to just pull out in order to... There we go, this is where he's going to read it.
Plow.
Ooh. It's a novel. Better than anything I've written.
All work and no play,
play.
makes Jack a dull boy. Oh, and your ponytail sucks.
My mom gave me that to say to help with my
It's like the King's Speech, isn't it?
Cock, bum, bust.
Aye. It's a good moment, that.
Yeah.
What does he say?
No offense, mate. It ain't
It's not-
helping.
What was that as well with the head?
Stupid me.
Ah, okay.
So what are they
come
taking
on.
out now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get together.
Because the isn't stuttering the idea that it's more psychological.
Supplies.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
best
so
fake
it's not
moon
actually
I've
physical.
ever seen in
Whereas
my
the
life.
lisp can be an actual tongue
Exactly.
deformity.
So what are they taking supplies for?
Drugs.
They can go down to the sewers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Just so they can visualize it.
Yes. Last time we were down here, we were as high as anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's Belchy. Under the bed.
Oh.
Cleaning the floor.
Do they all sleep in the corridors? This is shit hospital.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
It
think
is
it's
a
a
bit-
comment on the idea of a lot of hospitals just haven't got the rooms or the money
Yeah.
to be able to give them proper staff or things, and especially it's a mental institution. And at the time in the 80s, oh no, this is the 80s. Oh no, it's still in the 80s. They had just deplorable care being taken of anyone who had a mental condition or in any way.
Some of it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Was Penhelm? Or there was a big one in America that shut down in the 80s.
Penhelm. Yeah, Penhelm. Yeah, I think you're right.
Something, or and it was atrocious things happened there.
Mm,
Didn't think they could hurt us back then either, but they did, didn't they?
you've
It's weird how this looks
got
like
a
video.
moustache.
It's kind of weird how this looks like video for some of it, doesn't it?
It looks like a video.
It looks like video. It doesn't look like film at all.
No, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
It's-
I think it's the way it's...
I can't get out of here. They got wires on the windows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And coaches on the
So, yeah, so Henry's having a chat with his dead friend, Belch.
How does that apparition give him a switchblade?
Well,
Just
yeah.
passes it to him.
Or he
Not
could
an
be hallucinating
apparition,
this, walk to it, pick it up, and then walk back and imagine that he gave it to him.
It's not an apparition, no, is
it.
it? It's, yeah. That's
So yeah, it's an apparition, though, isn't it?
No, it's Pennywise.
Well, Pennywise is a personification of a spiritual fear. So it's not
But
a
it's
physical
still a-
entity. It's
But it does have a physical.
It does have a physical...
in
entity.
where? In your head?
No.
No. It's like there is a. it
So
does,
it's
like,
real. So you're
it
saying
does
it's an actual
manifest
physical
itself.
Yeah.
entity. So therefore it can kill anyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to use anyone.
Yeah.
No, that's
'Cause
right.
it,
That's
kill,
what.
it
So,
kills
yeah,
all the
they-
kids and stuff.
Yeah.
You should just kill that's so dumb.
What is this?
And that's that dude's fear. He's
Yeah.
a massive dog.
There's a massive dog. That's great. The slow mo falling back.
And the, what is it, the shutter?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
It's such an 80s horror kind of.
I know.
Yeah.
Trope.
The Derry Inn
Where's that?
in Derry.
It's a beautiful Tudor style inn.
It is. It is.
So that's not Tudor.
The upstairs part of it was.
I've got. They don't actually wear those hard hats down into the sewers.
Stories tell us things so we don't have to remember what we saw in the Bible.
I don't see we're running out of commentary.
I saw myself today. I saw myself back there. I know it's just camphor water. I know that, but I need it anyway.
You're right. I thought that was much earlier.
What's that? What was that?
No, it's known as Tudor style, Gothic Tudor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really looks like video.
But because this was on TV, wouldn't it have been shot in video?
No. It's all this drums are shot on film.
Oh.
American drums, especially.
So this is again kind of showing how Mike's character has been the one that's been in Derry, and he's been collecting all the newspaper clippings of all the incidents that have been happening over the years.
Mm.
I see he says 30 years here, which how the crowbar basically his backstory into a very short 2-minute speech.
Mike's.
Yeah. It's basically how they've gotten around that. It's like his whole story in the book is just told in this
Yeah.
short window of time.
She didn't want to know. You knew all about this even then. Miss Douglas didn't want to know.
It's a disease, man.
Dairy disease, number one.
There you go. This is going back to what you were saying about how Derry's part of the problem.
But again, it's coming from the perspective of the people experiencing it. We
Yeah.
have no objective experience, so how do we know that it's not just in their heads?
Yeah.
And they're killing each other.
Yeah. This bit's in the book. I remember this.
I saw Mr. Ross across the street.
So is this like
He looked so concerned.
teenage sexual assault? What's going on?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I couldn't.
Jesus.
He just turned around and went inside.
Wow, what a dick this guy is.
But again, it's the town. The town knows that there's a problem, but they just all turn a blind eye to it. They,
Terribly wrong in there.
yeah.
Something terribly wrong in Derry.
It's a very convenient explanation.
Also, isn't Derry the name of the kid in Jeepers Creepers?
Oh, I
It's
don't know.
Derry, yeah.
I'm a bit anti Jeepers Creepers.
Ah, I think it's a great movie. And that's every 22 years.
I'm just anti it from a principal perspective.
Because the director's a rapist?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So we also know that Derry obviously comes up in a lot of Stephen King's work as
Yeah.
being a place that's not quite right.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
So the new TV series that's coming out, which is meant to be like an amalgamation of all his books.
Is the Dark Tower one?
No, not Dark Tower. It's called Castle something or other. It's coming out, and it's
But
supposed
it's
to.
based on the Dark Tower stories, isn't it?
No.
That's the only Stephen King TV series I've heard about, though.
Oh, really?
Now that Dark Tower has been such a flop, I heard that that's not going to...
Oh, really?
Might not be going ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought it was him and J.J. Abrams or something were working on.
Because an expanded Stephen King universe intrigues me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
M. Night
me too.
Shyamalan... Oh, no.
Yeah.
But, yeah, all of this links in.
Yes,
and he's a good
yes.
writer when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's right.
My parents decided who stayed and who went. When I grew up, I stayed here because I wanted to.
I stayed because you had to. I don't know what's going to happen with son.
An erect cock. I was going to ask you, Paul and Richard, as
Yes.
actors, how important is it? 'cause
I'm worried
these-
about the erect
You're about
comment
erect cocks.
going into this.
So, is your cock erect right now? That as actors, if
Yes.
you're in a how erect is your cock right now? As
On a
actors,
scale of 1 to 20.
when you're in an ensemble piece like that, and you're because these guys are doing scenes together as a group a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How important then is like the dynamic that you guys have as a group is just right, and does it always slip after a while? Like, no matter what, someone's going to have an off day. Is that a big chance that's going to happen?
Everyone will. Someone will always guarantee that somebody will have an off day. You can't always be on.
But I always get a sense of you feel as if they have your back because you have to believe that.
Yeah.
If you don't, what's the point of being there? And there's always this: the actors are on a different wavelength to anybody else, just purely because you're waiting there for 20 minutes whilst they're doing for you something you don't know.
Yeah, right.
So you just have this little in.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off because this is this is quite a big point.
Anytime Tim Curry comes in, absolutely.
Yeah. So
That's the deadline.
that's the deadlights. It's the first time we really see it on.
You know what
So-
they completely missed as well is Bev's husband coming to Derry.
Yeah. They don't touch that on here, do they?
No.
I want to see that sequence. Yeah, I think that would be a good payoff.
Because like,
You're so intense. That's my go-to.
Someone's just schmetting her across the face with their cock, and it's just like, anyway.
Because what
Sometimes
happens
his head's
to
grip a little lower. And,
That's the move.
what happens to Bev Marsh's husband?
he dies.
But how does it happen again?
I can't remember.
No, I'm only saying because I did the same thing. Because all of a sudden I was just like, oh, what happened to him? Because
I don't think
Pennywise
I don't
takes
think
on his.
Pennywise takes on
Him.
But I also don't. I think Pennywise just uses him to try and get closer to.
Yeah, to
And
her.
then it does. I don't think you actually ever kind of really go. I don't think they just go down to the sewers and find him
his
dead
body. Yeah, that's
and
right.
Audrey taken.
Yeah. So going back to your question about flaccid cocks and or as you were saying, group dynamics within an act ensemble. I would say like the sign of any good director is that you work on that before the cameras start rolling. You know, I think that's part of what comes across in the Fellowship of the Ring is that they had such an attachment, and you could see it like it carried on through after filming had finished. That they're still really close in close contact with each other, and it's a bond that
feels
can
like
never be
comes
broken.
from the actor's perspective because
Yeah,
they're going to have more control over that.
Exactly, yeah. And it is down to them to kind of essentially find that connection with one another. I mean, all actors need to do that anyway. They need to
become comfortable with each other.
Exactly, yeah.
And then the director watching that to see what makes them, from an objective point of view, comfortable.
Yes.
So you're just looking for, oh no, that's obvious that you were thinking what the fuck when you're not supposed to be thinking that. Or,
Yeah.
Or you don't like Chad, so why are you kissing him?
Basic
directions like that.
That line has come up once or twice amongst us.
What are you doing? Stop kissing Chad.
You don't like him. Why do you kiss him?
Stop. Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting bit too, isn't it? Because this is a good bit in the book because they all come over to Beverly's house to clean up for her.
Oh, cool.
And she's doubting
whether or not
that she's seen it, and when they come over, they see it, and they all help chip in and clean up.
It'd be really cool to see a film in the exact similar sort of style, but you do it so that there's nothing there, and these kids are just all sharing a delusion.
Yes.
Like I love that about every story. Like Up, have you heard the thing that he actually has that mental breakdown? He goes into the thing, loses his house, and then he goes into an old folks home and dreams about this happening.
Wow.
And so both of those work for me.
Yeah, it's good.
Because either way, he's in bliss.
Beautiful movie.
But he's still in bliss.
Spoil it for
It's
me.
a dark movie.
It's in his head.
Yeah. It's great.
He's really getting handsy with her.
Well, he does
And
like
she's
her.
up her neck.
She's being very, flirtatious as well.
The black guys go, well, this is 1989. I'm not going to get any action there.
I have cameras set up everywhere.
You see these lights outside?
See this?
That is really creepy behaviour.
Is it creepy or is it?
It is, unless even if
they
they're just
had-
friends. Look,
if
I'm
they
going to
had
do
been
this.
not, though.
I'm going to fondle Greer like that now. Watch what she does.
No, there's a difference, right?
Watch what we
Yeah,
do.
that's creepy behaviour.
No, you two don't love each other.
But they don't love each other either.
Yes,
They're married
they
to other
do.
people. They're married to other people.
No, they're not. She's married somebody out of fear,
Exactly. But
and he's
on
not married
paper-
to anyone. He's not married to anyone.
But that's not the way you behave unless it's opening to declare. Oh, hang on a sec.
I think it's definitely saying a lot more about something that is a lot longer than the time they have to spend with each other. So yeah, I think that that way inclined. Otherwise, it's just sex, and we all had sex before, which makes sense if they had the orgy as kids.
Yeah, if they had the orgy as
That's
kids,
what I
then that's
mean.
different.
Yeah.
I would have gone, yeah. Okay,
But under
fair
this
enough.
circumstance, I think all the guys would be pissed off.
Yeah.
All the guys were just going, what the hell?
I really like this scene coming up. by the
Maybe
way.
they shouldn't split up right now.
This is a good moment.
Or go and get dressed up as clowns.
No, he puts on a dress.
Twist! Did not see
And
that
gives it to
happen.
Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike. With a knife or
I
something.
know there is some differences here. So at this point, Mike Hanlon isn't in the hotel with them in the book. He's still at the library
Oh, okay.
when this happens to him.
Oh,
which is
in the
when
library.
Henry
Here
turns up at
comes
the library
Henry
and attacks
Bowers.
him. But it doesn't happen now. Where they've merged the two scenes together is that
Oh, it's a travel toothbrush. Nice.
when Henry then goes to the hotel, he then breaks into Eddie's apartment and tries to do the same to him.
And he
So they
manages
just-
to break Eddie's arm, doesn't he?
Yeah, he breaks
yeah.
Eddie's arm, yeah. Which is a repetition from the first, when they were kids, Eddie went down with a broken arm because Henry Bowers broke his arm then too. So there's a lot of kind of cyclical kind of stuff going on in the writing. And
Here we
It's
go.
something-
It's sexy times.
Oh, I like what I do.
Oh, was that Pennywise? Was that her?
It's,
It's panty-wise.
oh, I like it. That was a bit too clever.
I like the biker vest.
Yeah, I know, I was thinking that.
I'm ready now.
Come on.
Except in the book, it's Bill and not Ben.
No.
Oh,
Well, it's Bill. It's Bill first.
Yeah,
Stutter all over my
Yeah.
face.
she sleeps with Bill, yeah.
Which one's Bill? John Boy.
John Boy.
Man, she's a bit of a slut.
And she's going to get a rash.
Yeah, she is. That's
What do you-
Like all that grrr.
I really like this bit as he pulls his face up with his white makeup on him.
It's like The Shining, but not.
There's one too many hands here.
That's a big booty.
And he's feeling it.
Kiss me, fat boy. So good.
I think it's just his mouth, Greer. I think the way that he can say things to
Yeah.
encourage,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
true.
unlike anybody else.
That's very
Yeah.
sexy. To
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then Mike's.
This is a reenactment of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, every shot is a take from a different film. This shot's Misery. 50 Shades of Grey.
Henry Bowers.
Henry Bowers and he's dead.
Did he flip the knife on himself?
Yeah.
He is really bad at stabbing people.
It's Henry Bowers. He's pretty bad at everything.
Yeah, so none of this happened in the book. So like, well,
He gets
Just
attacked, and so then I'm assuming they try and find Mike because someone's been attacked.
Well, no, they didn't know that Mike
they
had been attacked.
didn't know Mike had been
Oh,
attacked.
sorry, Eddie. Oh, I mean,
So-
Yeah, Eddie
once
gets
Eddie's been
attacked.
attacked, they then go to look for Mike.
No,
Yeah.
No?
because they hear word that he'd been attacked at. Oh, that's right. No, they turn up at the library and they've heard that there's been an incident and that he's been taken off to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So none of that's all happened. So like, and he's fighting for his life, and they don't know whether he's going to live or not, which is kind of similar to what's happening here. But also, like, it's Eddie actually kills Henry Bowers in the book.
That's so much of a better payoff.
Yeah,
'Cause it's Eddie
they
too.
have their
That's
they
it.
have their struggle, you know, and he's the one that ends up overpowering him and killing him in defence. And they leave the body there of Henry, which
Oh.
they do in this too. Who you talking to?
This is probably the second.
I've got to say, I found this scene quite overacted by her.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
very like earnest and
So mean.
Is this first day? First day, she hasn't calibrated yet.
And can I just add too about the red roses and the kind of again like the pom
pom-pommy,
pom kind
yeah.
of look again?
Yeah.
I think it's a very kind of nice
Subtle.
little. It's really good.
If you interview the director, he goes, "Nah, they're just fucking red roses, mate.
Yeah.
They're not what they're talking about."
She was just reading the
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
And every
He's actually quite confident. Considering last time he did this to her, she turned out to be a
Well,
clown with an
Yeah.
erection.
He guesses it. He kind of second guesses it here in a second. Because she repeats the poem back to him as well, and so he starts to question what's going on. And we were talking about Ben, by the way, Ben and Bev.
Looks like he's going to take a bite out of
I
an
know.
apple.
It's gonna eat your ear.
Yeah.
And his hand isn't actually there on that shot too.
You
It's
have
wrapped
the
around the head.
heart of a poet, Ben.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Oof. What the fuck did you just say?
Paris, winter fire, January embers.
Something.
Yada, yada, yada.
I don't know. I switched off.
That was so bad. I just...
Yeah, this is fun, isn't it?
Give us a kiss.
I wish you just said, "Kiss me, fat boy." And you just hear him defecate in his pants. That's cut.
Alright, cock.
But from her side.
My heart burns there too.
Aww. They love each other.
More rash.
More ash.
Gosh, wow, that's...
What's it like kissing a dude with a beard like that?
Oh, it's quite good. Oh.
Oh yeah. I'll get to you in a second.
You can get to the Velcro sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I always just thought you don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, under any circumstances.
We should just turn his head like a terrier.
But my husband doesn't really have a beard. He's just got like growth.
Great.
Like vestigial fetuses hanging from his face.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dear. Okay, now there's a doctor and he's not Asian, so what the fuck?
But does he work in
Ed
IT?
can say that because he's Asian.
So your computer's fucked. Oh, your friend's dead. I don't know.
So this doesn't happen either in the book. Like, they don't actually go to the hospital, do they?
No, I don't think they do.
They just go, we've got to kill Pennywise. It's just delaying us. We've got to get
Get
there.
down to the sewers.
Which
So
sort of
it's-
makes sense if two of your friends have been offed.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
in some
one
way.
half.
Yeah, yeah.
One half.
Oh, and an arm. Broken arm.
A
You said
broken
Eddie's
arm.
broken
Yeah, Eddie's got a well, in the book's got a broken arm.
But if you're that scared, I can imagine if...
This
someone-
bit here kind of, I guess, if you're going to defend it, is strengthening the bit we had earlier, where these two characters are kind of bonding on a similar level, and that, particularly the way the book and the film ends too. They are spoilers. They're the only two left in Derry by the end of it. So as it's kind of winding to its natural conclusion. Oh, that's a bit scary look from Richard Thomas.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Intense eyes.
Check out my ponytail. I like to swish.
love my ponytail.
I do my turn on the
Such a
catwalk.
shit look back then.
You can't get glasses like that anymore.
Mm.
Can you? Bring back the 80s glasses. That looks like it's hurting his nose a bit.
A little bit. It's off to the side.
Yeah. Grey hair.
Is he married?
No.
No,
The cop? No.
he's not a cop. He's a librarian.
Oh my
Jeez,
god.
what show are you watching?
In the first scene, he does appear to look like a
I was
cop.
going to say, he's a cop
Yeah.
for the whole thing, right?
No.
Right at the beginning, I always think he
he's
looks
at
like
the
a
criminal
cop.
crime scene. So he's a cop.
No, he's just a
Town
somebody-
historian.
Yeah, he's a town historian. That's right. There you go. They leave Henry's body behind.
They actually leave a body.
That
in
is
the hotel
hilarious.
room?
Yeah.
Most people leave a tip.
And left the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've been more thinking about the downstairs. Like, blood's going to soak through to that.
Yeah.
Someone's going to know about it.
It's a Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
If you call the police, get the town involved, something bad's going to happen to one of us.
And Seaman's such a stubborn stain.
I came close. I've seen enough.
Yeah, he's gay.
I am a little old for monster hunting, Bill.
I do like how the kid in the new version, who looks like he's playing Eddie, looks like he's channeling that actor.
Yeah.
Just telling a staph infection, or whatever it is. Have an orgy.
He's dead. Yeah. Okay, cool.
More importantly, he has now got a tubular inhaler, so he has got asthma. As a kid, he didn't have asthma, so...
It's that he has gotten to the point where he's dependent on it so much that he believes
So
that
he'll
he's
just, yeah.
psycho... What's the word? Psycho...
Psychosomatic?
So-
Thank you. Yeah.
That
So-
is such a...
Is it?
Here's a question. Just thinking.
Yeah.
So Mike Hanlon lives in Derry, but has had a room at the Derry Inn. What's that all about?
No, he booked... Oh, what, in this...
Well, he was just in his room, wasn't he, getting
Yeah.
stuff?
No, he wasn't in his room. He was in Richie's room.
Oh, okay.
They were all sent to get something for someone else. So
Right.
Oh, okay.
Ben went into Beverly's room to get her scarf, and then Eddie was the only one that went into his own room,
Yeah.
and Mike went in there to get Richie something, I think.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And this is a random bit here too, where he kind of hears the kid playing that crap song again. It's meant to be like a flashback for him of when he was a kid, and Georgie was playing.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the
Well, his
piano.
mum was playing it when Georgie went out. Too.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
apparently the mum played it all the time.
It was the song of the day.
Just so it wasn't here when I was there, but that scene with the book and
Yes.
his brother winking at him,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
brilliant.
It's so good.
And then there were 5.
They were.
The piano falls on him.
Oh shit. What was it? Can't tell you.
Then you'll start singing.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you down, Fosse style.
I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
I hope I hit them in the eye.
Okay, so again, now the cyclical thing comes back in again because this is his rousing speech to get them to go down and fight.
They look
Pennywise.
aroused.
Oh, this is the
Right.
he rouses them.
Yeah.
So this is the call to arms.
This
Yes.
started because of Georgie anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
like it stands to reason.
Yep.
Why did it start because of Georgie?
Because Georgie was the first child killed in that last cycle.
Was
Oh,
was
okay,
he the
right.
first
So that's
one?
okay.
No,
I thought
technically
one
it
of the bullies
wasn't.
was.
Who was?
No, that huh?
Wasn't one of the bullies killed first, then Georgie goes
No,
missing?
no, Georgie got killed, got taken before all of that stuff happened.
Yeah, yeah. There was another death before Georgie,
Group hug.
Yeah, because for some reason I think another orgy.
but he was the first one that was.
This orgy isn't rich.
Where
This
where
is
a
a
body
pretty
was
lame
left
orgy.
behind, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. So, because
Yeah.
even before that, it was that 30 years before it.
Yeah, yeah.
so- But yeah, that was the one thing that united them.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
that's it. Yeah, it was the trigger point.
Or that was also could have been an orgy without dick.
Ah.
Instead of it. No, because his name was Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So it could have been a not rich one.
Orgy.
A dickless orgy.
Ridiculous
That's a
orgy.
lesbian orgy.
Oh my god.
Or
No,
no
I'm
orgy.
keeping it in there.
Les orgy.
It's the random kind of crap that makes it
Pants.
enjoyable to listen to. Slingshot.
She still has a slingshot.
Yep.
That's cute.
Supposed to be bad, remember? You hit the clown Pennywise in the head, it broke open.
Dead lights. He found some chewing gum wrappers.
You didn't want to make them
What?
smaller, so we had more.
What are those silver bits?
They're the- yeah.
So you know, with the
Melted
werewolf,
silver.
Where do they get them from, though?
Beverly's mum,
Oh, okay.
isn't it? One of their mums.
They go and buy some silver and then they actually melt it down.
Yeah.
Ben does
And put it in a
it.
zip gun, don't they?
Like they just kind of make it into little ball
Yeah.
bearings.
Yeah.
But because they couldn't make bullets, and then they leave them down there. And this one, Mike goes back down to the
Yeah.
sewers and gets those.
That's right. He went down by himself. and
Yeah.
got them.
Yeah.
That's ballsy of him.
But the
I know.
principle of it being like silver will hurt a werewolf, so it's
He does.
Yeah.
But Mike does it because he takes a gamble that it is sleeping, because it's resting by his theory that it rests every 27 years. So he goes, I think I can go down there and it'll be okay.
Does he have, like, in the book, does he have any experience? Or is it just he finds, brings it back?
I don't think even. I don't
It's
think.
not in the book.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
just a
they
reference.
found.
Just made it up now.
No, because in the book they don't actually use them, do they?
They use
When they
silver,
go
don't
back
When
down,
they go back down, don't they just use the chud?
Chud,
Yeah.
the power of Chud.
Yeah.
But the
An
silver
orgasm,
is a part
an
of the
orgy.
ritual of Chud as well.
Original chud.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because by saying, what, can we kill it? Don't worry, this will kill it. This isn't water, this is...
Battery acid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go down a hole now.
Does silver kill vampires too, Richard? Or just
Depends what
werewolves?
mythology you believe, but in this mythology, if it was the vampire was it, yep. But if you met a vampire that was Tom Cruise, no.
Vampire's called Tom Cruise.
Kills Tom
No,
Cruise.
like
mean
you know,
the stat?
Interview with the Vampire. Yeah,
the
yeah,
bad
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But crucifix
playing
is a
with you.
bull. Like, you know, as in technically they wouldn't hurt it at all. Holy water shouldn't do anything. Like, you know, anything from the religious point of view, because Vlad Tepes was Catholic.
Yeah, that's right.
So
he would embrace
he was,
it.
Yeah, he was trying to get rid of the Islam.
Yeah.
And so he was resurrected. But again, it's the mythology. So if you go Twilight, it'll be something different. He's been stealing credit cards.
What about Steel Tap?
Oh, is that his wife's purse?
Still two taps.
Wife.
Yeah, kick him out.
Did that work?
Juliet! Juliet!
I've been alive for thousands of years, and oh,
That was a really shit fall down, that bit as well. Just for the sake
his
of...
legs studded.
Yeah.
We've got to be quiet, Belle.
Whatever you do, don't wake it. And there's a bit in the book they actually literally crawled through shit
That's true.
to
they
get
do.
to Pennywise. They get
Cool.
through the
That makes
latrine
sense.
section of the sewers
Yeah.
to get there, and they're pulling themselves through.
I'm
So
kind of glad we don't. I don't think we need to see that.
why?
I like that sort of.
In the trailer for the new movie, it looks like they're doing that.
And
right?
that's also a recurring theme if you think of Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption, because that's his
Oh
mode
yeah,
of escape.
That's who. Yeah, goes through shit.
That's right. Yeah, climbing the mountain. I see that
Yeah,
as
yeah.
conquering Everest to get to the
Exactly.
whatever.
And they have to go through a little door in order to get there, which is only kind of referenced at the very end of this movie, but they have to do it twice, and each of them see a different symbol on the door before they go in.
Sweet.
So it's kind of like but they just don't touch it on here, which...
As a kid, when I saw this, I wanted this ending to be that. Like, 'cause they
Oh,
saw
so-
all these different tunnels, and each of them had to split off, and everyone was a different fear.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
was that But
I
that
know.
door thing with everyone seeing a different thing on it. Seems
Yeah,
really
it was cool. Well, in my mind, because I'm trying to
Yeah.
picture how Stephen King wrote it, but... It's Blair Witch. Oh, no.
Have you heard the cool theory about the Blair Witch Project that the two guys actually took that girl out there to kill her?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that. That's so good.
What's that theory?
The two boys who take the girl out are actually trying to take her out there to kill her.
Right.
And they succeed in doing it, and then they just leave the footage out there because they just wanted to kill her. But if you look at the whole thing from that perspective, you go, it is. There's nothing's there.
Yeah.
It's just them trying to scare the crap out of her, and it
Yeah.
works, and then they kill her.
Don't call me spaghetti, man. What did John Boy say?
It's a shark.
It's an orgy?
It's a Georgie.
Georgie.
The Georgie orgy.
It's the Love Boat. It would be cool if Jaws then came out of that drain. That would have been cool.
What's that one that new film that's coming out where there's a shark that comes out of the toilet?
Sharknado 5.
No, it's not Sharknado 5. It's like, I'm going to have to look it up. Something like House Shark.
That's awesome.
I have to look it up after off record. But
He hasn't got an arm. I just noticed that.
yeah, because it got ripped off. God damn it.
I knew that, but I just never noticed that the actual actor didn't.
Did
have
he
it.
just say you're fucked?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You'll remember.
That's not George.
Remember, fight it.
His face is all a bit...
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
It's interesting, like, his voice is quite a cool voice, Georgie's voice. To pick up...
And even his
I
eyes.
wonder if that's how they... Or why they picked him, because he had a voice that was distinctly kind of very
Haunting.
kid. Yeah, because it doesn't really suit his body. It sounds like he's even younger than
Yeah.
the kid there's there. See now,
Do you want to mention the tragic?
Jonathan
Jonathan
Brandis.
Brandis.
Yeah, we mentioned. I mean, it
talked
was in
about it
the
earlier.
previous podcast.
What
But
happened when you were late, Richard?
that's all right.
You
but
sound
I
on
miss
everything,
everything.
man.
no,
it's
it's
a
okay.
shame.
We can repeat it because this is the second part of our podcast. So
Yeah,
people that
yeah.
are coming in and listening to this fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, really tragic.
That was in 2000 or something, wasn't it?
2003, I want to say.
2003.
It's
Yeah.
just so tragic when you see characters or actors that have portrayed such, I don't know, like, you know, you can invest so much into it and really feel a
Yeah.
connection to them, and then suddenly they are that depressed.
Yeah.
It's just so sad to think that
it's just depression as well. It's such
Yeah.
we're going a bit deep now, but it's
Well,
such a hard.
It actually
thing
relates
to-
a lot to it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because you're demonizing your own things more than anybody else's.
Yes, that's right. And that's why it's hard to reach somebody that suffers from depression, because they are tackling their own demons, and sometimes you can't reach them because they're in their own vortex trying
Trying to work it out, and that's what's working
yeah.
for them.
to. Yeah, it's just such a cruel thing. So we've seen Tim Curry come back as a vision for them all again.
And is that the last time we actually see him as
This is where the
Tim
next.
Curry?
I think this, the next bit's where the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man turns up,
Yep.
because one of them has to think of something,
Oh, that's right, and
What
Stan.
the fuck did you think of, Ray?
and they cross their own streams with their urine.
And then have another orgy.
Yeah, it's all done. It's all good.
Fuck did you think, Ray?
It's okay. He's a sailor. He's in town.
We're fine.
Oh, I love that film.
But what if they're wrong? If they're wrong, nothing happens. They go to jail peacefully, quietly. They'll enjoy it. But if they're right, you will have saved the lives of millions of registered voters.
Yes, sir, it's true. This man has no dick.
I love it how Walter Peck actually had a point in that film. It's so relevant.
I love how he plays the same character all the time.
I know.
In Die Hard, same character.
That's it.
He's just a
I'm
dick.
upset.
Pecker.
Oh, okay. So you can tell that. I'm sorry, I have to pull it back to the movie, but you can tell that we are deviating from it because it is a mess. But this is the point where they all congregate. They're following the boat, and it lures them to a cavernous part of the sewers. And this is where we actually do see a door of some kind, and this is the first time we get a chance to do it. And they actually have to crawl through it like a little hobbit would crawl through it. Well,
It's a hobbit hole.
And there's lots of skeletons and dead shit.
dead shit.
It's not living, it's white, dead fecal matter. But those are very clean skeletons.
This is an important bit because this is where Eddie has his moment of declaration. I've never been with anyone, I've never loved anyone except you guys. What happens when you open up to somebody in a movie? What's the logical thing that will happen?
Black man, you'll die.
Exactly.
Sex, black, or death.
Is this the bit where he reveals he knows who the murderer is, but he's about to tell you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Isn't it like a horror movie kind of trope? Is that the
Yeah.
word?
Trope, yeah.
Where the virgin is the last one to live? Like, is the,
the pure.
Survives?
Yeah. Virgin lives.
So, like, then by that reasoning, Eddie should stay alive.
He's not a virgin.
Well, they haven't had an orgy yet.
But wouldn't he be the tastiest for it? Because he's untainted, he's...
The purest.
Yeah. As in, that's also that sort of weird virginistic metaphor.
Look at that door, look how small it
This
is.
looks so Hammer horror.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
Things on hinges.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Where they unhook the rope bit. Oh,
Doors.
it's hilarious.
Yeah. I need to make a door.
AKA.
They used to do like tombs from ancient Egypt with doors on hinges.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so dry, Greer.
Well, that's kind of impressive. That keeps on
Yeah.
going. That's
a
not
good
bad.
studio set.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not CGI.
No.
No.
Practical effects is what's great about the 80s too.
And this is
Yeah.
the remains of its feast. And this is where he discovers his wife for the first time.
That's a matte painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, but they used her for that shot.
Oh.
They did.
Oh, that's right.
Looks like a airplane.
She's your wife. Just dump her.
You're with me now.
Yeah, here's the crap bit.
See, again, with just that one reveal, and you're going, oh, that's what it is.
So it is stop animation. There is bits in it that I read that the legs are animatronic, but there's people controlling the body part of it, I think.
Cool.
It's a bit Ray Harryhausen, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the animatronic shot. That one there.
Yeah,
That's stop motion.
yeah. But yeah, just to me, it just kind of... I remember when I originally watched this, I was just so taken out of it, just going, what?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Again, because we've imagined everything much more terrifying than that.
Yeah.
What
It
a
should have been
shit shot.
Yeah.
Also, it's cross-eyed.
It is boss-eyed.
Yeah.
Have you seen IT Crowd with the boss-eyedness? Have you seen that episode?
I can't remember it.
it's so funny. It's wrong, but it's funny.
But it also seemed to me like if you saw the whole thing of it, you couldn't see the whole thing of it. It wouldn't fit in your range.
No, that's right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the light should have been, I don't know. Like this the whole time should have been blinding.
Yeah, that's right. So this bit here, so this is the bit in the book where he goes on a really trippy kind of moment. So it's true what we're seeing physically. He stands there, but we also get it told from his point of view, where he ends up going into the
dimension. He sees
dimension.
the turtle. He says everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And all three of these characters, oh no, not Ben, sorry, just Richie goes in after him to pull him back.
This is when he's tearing through.
Yeah. And none of that happens in this.
That's epic.
But what is interesting here is that they do elevate Eddie's role in this bit, which is a nice moment.
Yeah.
Because he realises that, his friends are kind of caught in this. And that happens in the book too, where he realises that he has to stand up for himself in order to save his friends.
See this? I love this.
Yeah.
And the Easter Bunny and. But not Gaia, Yahweh, any of the. Tickly, tickly.
Oh, poor Eddie.
Yeah.
The moral of this lesson, don't save your friends.
Just fuck off.
There we go. There was Yahweh.
Yeah. Crack shot.
Cthulhu fire.
It's a belly shot.
It is.
Maybe you should look where you're aiming.
Yeah.
Fire it straight into the deadlights. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before. The effects
spark
behind it.
effects.
Yeah. Now they're
were we?
okay.
Yeah.
See how cool it would have been if they were walking along and they would put their arms on the wall and then the wall starts moving and that's its leg. And you go,
Yeah.
where's it going? Is it the room? Are we inside it?
It says here your last words was cunt. Would you like to talk me
So
through
you
that?
died. That's a shit thing.
Yeah,
dies in
yeah,
the
he
book
dies.
too.
Dies saving his friends. So on this note, that's that shot. Ah dear. So on this note, right, Richie was the character that I connected with the least in the book.
Which one's Richie?
The comedian.
The comedian, right? Yep.
Yeah, I just didn't.
I felt like I connected with him more so because I was one of those kids who would try and make jokes
use
to
comedy
get out of
to
things.
cover. Yeah, I get it. I get it as a
defense mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So if we start saying beep beep Richie, it's actually to you.
Oh, if you call me Richie, I'll kick your ass. But you can call me Dick all you want.
Oh, get the knee in.
Yeah. But in this sequence, when
this is where they
he's-
tip it over and
and he's clawing, and you can just hear it from Bill's audio pool, like what he's hearing.
Yeah.
It was so impacting just hearing that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is Carlton to the extreme.
Yeah, yeah.
But he walks like it's so much larger in the book too.
It's a boy.
Another eat the heart of the beast.
Macbeth!
In the book, it is pregnant,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
right.
and they actually kill all of its babies.
But the big, but that's what Ben does. He goes around stamping all the eggs while the others are trying to defeat the thing. But there's a big moment in the book where he says, "I think I got them all," and for me that always struck me because he thinks he got them all,
Yeah.
and that always left it open that there could be
Sequel,
another one
yeah.
coming, which I thought was always.
So does that mean that every 30 years it's a respawn, like a new generation of the It, or it's the end of this
I think
It,
this is the end of this year.
and then there was going to be a new one
There
for
was
the
gonna be a
next
new one.
millennia or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
So and in the book, they leave Eddie's body behind. Plus, the whole of Derry starts collapsing in on itself in a massive flood.
That's right, of course.
That's yeah.
So is she dead too?
Because they mentioned that in the film.
No,
She's petrified.
she's in like a coma.
Why'd they leave Eddie's body behind?
In the book, because because everything was collapsing.
Oh, okay.
And they just had to get out.
And they just couldn't, like, they couldn't save themselves and bring Eddie's body as well.
Yeah. And then we kind of cut to Mike still narrating. And they tie things up in a bit of a of a very kind of firm bow on this, I found. And I'll explain in a second why. Like, so Mike's kind of doing his last little entry into that happens in the book too, where he's kind of writing and he's saying he's starting to lose his memory a bit too. So it's like the magic's or whatever it is wearing off.
Yeah.
So because he was always the one that would remember, and he said I'm even struggling. He said even pages from the books kind of are being lost.
That's cool.
And this bit here where he says like he stars with somebody who's a bit like Eddie. And you're like, well, that's nicely tied up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this happens in the book too. So Bev and Ben do leave, but it's left ambiguous as to whether or not they'll succeed out away from Derry.
Oh, okay.
Bev and Ben, like, leave Derry, forget everything. How are they going to remember each other?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I found about the book, is like it almost left it as like you don't know if they will stay together. Whereas that does, in this, it does feel like, you know, it's the happy ending kind of thing.
I still don't like Bev.
You don't like Bev?
Yeah, just from the whole constant changing. And even if it was it as well, it was, it was too flirtatious. It was too...
promiscuous.
Yeah. But then again, if it was a childhood upbringing, like in the book, it might have been a different portrayal. And it does make a lot more sense. And that ponytail.
Love that ponytail. And there's Silver.
Oh, right. That's his hi-ho silver thing.
Yeah.
That's his old home.
You don't really get the
Not in
significance of Silver at all in this, do you?
Nah, not at all.
That's
not
his hi-ho, the other one's his low-ho.
There's a bit in the book where he first stumbles across Silver again when he comes back as an adult.
Yeah.
And he goes into this old kind of antique store and it's sitting in front of the window and it's like it's calling to him. So it's again like he's meant to re-find the bike, but he doesn't know for what purpose until this end scene. And it becomes clear that
But
Hold
also,
on,
he used that bike a lot of the time to get them away. And you only saw that one little sequence
Yeah,
of
that's
stand on
right.
the back of it. You don't see him trying to go to the pharmacy to get,
No,
Eddie's
that's right.
medicine or any of the other times where he's used the bike to get
he
away.
does it with Richie, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's a bit with Richie where
there's a bit with
when they go to
Richie.
Nabalt Street.
Yeah,
And they have to get on Silver to get away from the werewolf that's chasing after them.
Because I love it. If it was another element of MacGuffin in this.
Yeah.
Because that's great. It being the hi-ho silver, the rescue, the getaway, the cavalry, the endangering his wife's life.
And then they get run over by a truck as it comes tearing through.
Told you, it was all a dream.
Doing your crazy shit.
Wake up!
And that's not him in that shot. I know he had no glasses on. I know.
In the book, it's like he's like this daredevil,
I know.
cycling stunt rider,
And he's going really far. In fact, they do crash the bike in the book too.
That's nice. But they're okay, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're fine.
that's
They
nice.
Oh, this
He's
is
just going
in this
that
day and
fast.
age, everyone's got their phones out. They're filming this couple.
No, it's an open carry state. Bang.
And there's Tim Curry's laugh at the end. And the great music.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So there you go, guys. So
We have to
we've
wait
got-
till the end of the credits.
We do have to wait till the end of the credits. Yeah. So
Not just
was
for the
that?
credits, but
Olivia Hussey, special guest star.
So how do you
I think the bit in the beginning I like the most.
the first part? The first half.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
The first? You mean the first part?
like the children's story.
I was being facetious. I like the kids stuff better though. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the general consensus that from people who've watched
And
it.
so this movie that's coming up is just the kids stuff, right?
Yes, correct.
And they are setting up for the sequel for the adults.
Apparently.
Okay. But do you know if this movie will be told in flashback? So the first thing he says, the
No
adults?
idea.
We don't know. At the moment, it sort of looks like it's just playing
it
out the
feels like it's
80s.
just
As if it's happening in real time.
Yeah.
Not a
Which
memory.
I'd feel better about.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I know Greer's in disagreement a little bit with that.
Just so that we can have a different. We've seen the collection.
I'm sorry, I'm in disagreement about what?
The fact that the new movie might be just told from the kids' point of
Wait.
view.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Putting into
Oh, don't worry then. This is the sound effect after the
I
credits.
really do like the fact that
laughing
they
again.
kind of, that they
Oh, it's in
have
French.
blended both. They've cut so well between.
I agree.
the
It's so
two.
well written in the book.
Yeah. I mean, of course, maybe the thing is that they want you to think it's just that, and then
Yeah, they could
they'll
do.
just announce who the adult
Yeah.
stars,
maybe.
you know, because the adults don't they're not a big part of the first film, so you
No, they're
could
not.
make it.
They're not. They're
Yeah.
only there just for those bits where they tell the flashbacks,
Yeah.
essentially.
I would like something, even if at the end of the beginning, something that shows you what to expect.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
this is them now.
Yeah.
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 They might do that. Maybe that's how it'll end.
Mm.
That you'll sort of pick
The
it up
time
again, and
transition.
it'll kind of leave it open to go. Oh, it's gonna.
We'll know after September 7.
We will.
But because in most horror movies, that's sometimes the coda. Like they capture them as adults.
Yes.
In the flashback. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
So going to you next. What did you kind of make of this from what you could?
Vague
relate
memories
from the-
coming back. I remember because when I was a teenager-ish, and I had sort of a group of mates who we were all very close with. And I think we were 6 guys.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, it kind of resonated because I'm thinking, who am I within my group that this guy is within their group? We had no girls in our group, mind you. But that's a couple. I actually didn't.
Him, Beverly
I haven't
Marsh.
seen it. The one that I want
It's
to
the
be
bit where
anyone
they
that
say having
doesn't
nausea with
die. Anyone that doesn't die, I'll choose that. But I think.
Anyone that doesn't die, there's only 2 people that die.
Well, there you go. That'll probably be me. But I think it was just for me because the one thing I knew about Stephen King was that's a recurring theme for him. It's his schoolmates. He writes his schoolmates into
That's right.
a lot of his stories, and that kind of was cool.
Yeah.
The actual science behind it, or the actual Pennywise, because it's not translated that well into this movie.
No, it's not.
I'm just thinking this is just an excuse to have weird, scary shit. And so there wasn't a lot of sense behind it, so it just seemed like set pieces to me.
Yes.
But for you guys here educating me, there's a whole backstory behind it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
but-
so much that doesn't get touched.
Having
upon.
said it's all made up.
But that's the trick about any film to try. How much do you tell?
Yeah.
How much do you don't? How much do you?
Because because it is an alien that crash landed on Earth in the Derry region billions upon billions of years ago and has had the world form around it while it has been happily feasting off it every 27 odd years.
You think he'd be pissed off though? Like he'd want to go home.
Why?
Well,
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why he's here and what would this element... Like, maybe he feels good here. Maybe it's like a Superman thing. This is great.
Yeah, maybe this is that's what the species is supposed to do. Find a
I
place
don't
to
think he'd be
feed.
tormented, yeah.
But if he's got if he's not particularly attached to his family, then fair enough.
Would he know his family? We don't even know what it is. If it's from another dimension, we can't even... we don't know if it operates with space, time, or anything. Because
Yeah.
4th dimension is time.
I was
So we
making
have
a joke, but yeah.
we couldn't even fathom where it comes from.
Yeah, but I'm just curious as to if, that's it. Maybe billions of years is a blink of an eye for it, so that's why he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, for Greer, for you, you were saying that it had been a while since you'd watched the second part of this. You'd watched the first part recently. How are you finding it revisiting the second half
It's
again?
very cheesy,
Yeah.
obviously, you know,
Yeah.
and it's old. I am really excited to see what they do
Yeah.
with all of the advances in special effects and whatnot.
Yes.
I completely agree. Like the fact that it's it touches a little bit on this fear manifestation of your fears, but I don't
Yes.
think it does it enough.
No. Not
At all. And but again, there's only so much you can do in
3 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
3 hours.
Just 3 hours.
3 hours.
Just 3 hours.
So hopefully, maybe 4 hours, 2-hour films.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, hey?
Yeah.
It'd be really, because I still feel they may struggle trying to convey everything. But from what we've seen from the trailers, it does look pretty damn good.
Mm. And it looks like they're covering a lot more elements from the
Yeah.
book than...
Absolutely.
There's lots
Yeah.
of bits that because I like Greer, I read the book fairly recently, and there was lots of bits from the trailer I'm just all the visual kind of stuff starts coming out, and I'm like, oh my god, that's that bit. Oh, and then and I'm starting to get really excited about seeing this. You know, it looks so good.
From the trailer, that was the first sort of thing that made me go, okay, well, let's have a look at the trailer. I like all these things. What are all these things? I thought I knew it, and then I started researching into it, and then this whole new universe. I think it's going to be fantastic. And I mean, look, The Mummy just came out. That kicks the ass of The Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
Like special effects, all that sort of stuff. I still would rather watch that again than watch The Mummy. But just, again, it's part of it is nostalgia too.
There is a lot of that too, and that's something that Ant picked up on when we were talking about recording this and talking about this, because you were saying, Ant, there's a lot of people in their 30s that this is such a seminal film for them. And I agree, like, you know, I have strong memories of watching this when I was younger, and there are flaws to it, but I still really enjoy watching it and going back there and kind of reliving that again. But I am hungry to kind of see a new take on it. Yeah. I think we're ripe for another visit from Pennywise.
And the good thing is that this isn't the sort of film or miniseries or whatever it is that is in that realm that goes, it's perfect, it was done perfectly, don't touch it. It's like, no, it wasn't.
Although
good to see
apparently Annette O'Toole did come out and say, why bother doing a remake? It was perfect the way it was done.
Particularly all her scenes.
Yeah. And there she is.
Apart from the scene that she overacted.
Yeah.
Why is it so mean?
And I think probably
the
one thing that I've not actually said at all is that it is, or have I? Am I drunk? Maybe. It has been 27 years since this was made.
Yes.
So I like that kind of nice little, like subtle.
Yes.
Homage.
Well, there is the question I read recently whether or not these actually took place, and now we're seeing the 80s, like the next one, because they didn't kill it originally when they were kids, then they may not have killed it when they ripped its heart out, and then it might have, like, because again, we don't know what the hell it is. But I really like that interesting aspect.
I do think that would be quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
To do a 2017 version with new kids and...
But it's not.
But it's the same or it's the same. All of this has still happened.
Yeah,
Whether or not it's literally exactly as we've seen it take place happened, but the events happened.
Yeah, right. So
from the book at least.
Which, on a completely different note, is, I think, the take that Flatliners is going with, the new Flatliners.
Oh, is it the same universe?
Yeah, it's Kiefer Sutherland's coming back as Nelson.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Set like as he is now.
Oh, right, okay.
Down the track. So, and interestingly, we haven't seen him in the
trailers at all.
Nah.
He comes in and says, "Don't do it," and just walks off.
Yeah.
He fucks off, doesn't he?
That's it.
That was a great film.
Flatliners was a good film, yeah.
Flatliners was fantastic.
Cool. Well, look, I think on that note, that's been us for talking about the It mini-series across the two parts. I hope it wasn't that grueling for you, and there was a great nostalgic trip, as you said, Richard, kind of tripping down the Light Fantastic and
I'm
watching
getting my clown white on. I'm ready to get my bozo shoes out there.
You just got to kind of
kick some kids.
Get
some kids.
I said kick them, but
kill them.
It'll be an element of progression.
Cool.
I'm not stupid. I don't do Pennywise. I just kick kids. I don't kill them. Not more.
But on that, just before we run away, that idea of that stupid thing, everyone dressing up like clowns. A lot of kids were saying that, we're going to go out and hunt clowns. It's just like, you're stupid if you're going to antagonize anybody, because, they're creepy. So kids out there, don't do that. That's stupid. Well... As a former clown, just like humans, you'll find good ones, you'll find bad ones, but you do question, like teachers, why do they work in that profession?
Doesn't mean he's a Nazi.
But that's the whole thing with the, just slightly off topic, but the whole Catching the Freedmans documentary. Do you remember that when it came out years ago, about what, 8 years ago now, 9 years ago? And it was basically like... the Freedmans and the kid would go around filming it, but it came out that the dad and one of the brothers was using kids to kind of come in and interfere with them. But the weird thing was that it started off as a documentary where these guys were just following a children's entertainer, and it unearthed that he had a hidden past, that his family were his dad and his brother essentially that did these things.
Yeah.
And yet he's gone into child entertainment, and you're just like, well, hold on. But it became like such a great, it's a really good documentary. It's hard to watch, but it's such a great documentary.
Corey Feldman. Anyone
Yes.
keeping up on him?
Yeah.
And he's recently come out naming all of the pedophiles in Hollywood.
Shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Elijah
that.
Wood didn't go to many of the parties and stuff like that, but he was saying, him and another friends with him. Also, any Michael Jackson fans out there, fact check that shit, because you'll be extremely satisfied if you're a Michael Jackson fan to find out that there is absolutely no evidence. Absolutely no fucking evidence. And the people who were trying to sue him were trying to get money out of him. After that didn't work twice, they asked for a record deal as well with that. His son then sued his father for all of that psychological damage that he tried to take him through. Sorry. I
feel like you need to get something off your chest.
No, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and so for a lot of the time when everyone was going, oh, did he, didn't he? I fact-checked it, and there's nothing to show you any proof of anything that he had interest in that whatsoever.
Yeah, okay.
You'd find one shred of evidence. You'd find something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, but he had a weird lifestyle, don't get me wrong. But was he a pedophile? There's no evidence for it.
I do find the fact that this is a great moment to end our podcast with the segue between Pennywise the Clown and Michael Jackson. On that note, I'd like to thank Richard for coming along.
Thank you very
It's been
much. I will do a
pleasure
handshakey thing, yes.
And thank you, Anthony Yee. And thank you, Grib. Thanks for listening to Surgeons of Horror podcast. Goodbye.
If you're a Nazi, you're a cunt. Just had to be said.
You're listening to the Surgeons of Horror podcast. Music supplied by Peter Nezik. For more discussions or podcasts, head over to surgeonsofhorror.com or head over to our Facebook and Twitter sites for the latest news and updates.